what's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining us again. We're live, and welcome back to the Rethink Tank Live, where the headlines feel fake, the future feels rushed, and nobody seems to have read the terms and conditions. Tonight, we're starting overseas, where the UAE has cut the UK off from scholarship funding, citing concerns over Islamic extremism. A move that raises uncomfortable questions about who's radicalizing who and why allies are suddenly drawing hard lines. Then we pivot to modern romance, where a new dating app now requires men to put down a literal financial deposit before the first date, because nothing says connection like escrow. And before we wrap, we're stepping straight into sci-fi territory as designer babies officially leave the realm of theory. For the right price, genetics are now customizable, and the ethical panic is already lagging behind the technology. So, as always, buckle up, because this one gets weird fast. All right, as you all know, at the beginning of the episodes, when we have them, we like to jump into some updates. So going back off of some past episodes, one of the ones that was a heavy hitter, if you guys recall, the big streamer Vitaly got caught up in the Philippines, and his whole shtick was running through the streets, just razzing people, being an absolute menace, causing assaults, injuries, and again, no better way to describe it than a menace. The Philippines literally just grabbed him up, brought him into a trial, and check out the mood change about 10 months later.
Order na ang pag-deport sa kanya ay
the bottom, real cocky.
Dude, he looks so thin.
Oh, yeah.
He looks so thinned out at the top.
He looks like...
ill feelings against Vitaly. He has said this time, and he has shown his remorse, and he is now a free man when he goes back.
He's now a free man. He looks like creatine was much less accessible in jail.
Yeah.
You know, you could do the push-ups, but the powders and the gummies aren't as easily accessible from the concrete cell. You could take him.
I thought he was looking back at him. He's like, "You got something, Dad?"
No, last time it got you in trouble. So
no, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't have had nothing.
And the crazy part is he's being extradited to Russia. To Russia.
The gulag.
The gulag. That's where they're sending him. No, they're gonna give him a pistol and tell him front row of the Ukraine war.
Oh my God, dude, he's gonna live stream it.
You want to know the funniest part? As the internet does. The internet never forgets, and somebody was able to drudge up a clip of Vitaly's from 10 years ago. And boy, did he have some strong words about Russia's call to arms. He got solicited for the army in Russia, and he had some words comfortably in America 10 years ago.
Look at that. That's a funny picture. I'm gonna take a picture of this and be like, your boy's going to the army. Oh, actually, I do kind of have crazy news. I got a letter from an army. Let me read it to you.
Please do.
Let me read this. Ow! Let me read this.
Let's be clear. Putin has watched this clip.
Looks like I'm going to the army, guys. I got a letter saying, "Dear Vitaly Zdorevetsky, that lives at such and such and such an address. You are now 23 years old, and you were supposed to turn yourself..."
Is he part Russian? Like, does he have?
Oh no, he's Russian.
So is he dual citizenship, or is he citizenship?
Well, I'm assuming he's either first gen or was born in Russia and traveled over here.
Just has an American. He's not even an American citizen. He only has a green card.
Okay.
Bro was just hanging out.
I thought he was
testing the limits.
But he's a Russian citizen.
Yeah,
there
there
you
you
go. He was
go.
a complete American citizen, and Putin was still like, "Yeah, just send it."
Well, they do that.
That's why I was like, I wasn't sure.
But 18 years old. In Russia, it is mandatory to go to the army. You did not provide any documents, neither did your grandma, because my grandma came to the whatever where you have to turn yourself in and told them that I study in America and everything, and they go, you did not provide any documents that your citizenship of America. Just because you go to school there doesn't mean shit. So please turn yourself in, or you will be found and charged to. Hey, I'm not going to the army. Nah, nobody's been looking for me, guys. I think I just prank shot on it.
I saw him do that.
Put him on the front lines.
Look at the best part is look at his eyes in the video from old him.
Yeah.
And then right above is the eyes now.
Hey!
The light in his eyes are gone in the top.
Gone. Gone. The eyelids are on half shade, and bro's like, yeah. So humbling experiences. Maybe the lesson here is don't misbehave abroad,
Now, can we do
or just generally.
No, let's do a prediction. When do you think the next update of the tally will be after this? When do you act realistically think?
I could easily see a Russian military promo of get out there, soldier, shaven, tight cut, threads. Get out there, bud.
I was gonna say because it's been a minute since we've had a Vitaly update. Like,
Yeah, I think it's like 6 to 10 months, somewhere in there. He's been
losing
growing
weight.
beards.
He's been getting thinner.
slimming down.
Yeah, he's slimming.
Well, he's got to get ready for his service. Got to get in service shape.
He's literally going from this to basic training.
Gee, dude, he's going from streaking on NBA courts and mukbanging to get on the front line, soldier.
It's a hell of a world we live in.
Hey, and we get a front row seat to it. Welcome to the interconnectivity of the interweb.
We're 6 months away from a breaking update where you're gonna be like, we have some somber news.
Ooh. Well, transitioning then to a different, maybe more not necessarily positive, but hopeful topic. Last week, we had a discussion on the new modern privilege of the children moving forward. And it isn't a skin tone or a household, but it's how the child is raised. And if there is intervention with the parents and whether they're raised with technology or not. And the privilege being the children that are forced to be raised and grow outside of technology, developing those soft skills we talked about, and then having a leg up over these kids that cannot creatively think and improvise thought on their own. A perfect update. Honestly, it was like the next day after our episode. I have Dr. Cootie Horvath, who's an expert on human learning, testifying in front of Congress. And boy, does he just bring the message home.
Dr. Jared Cooney Horvath. I'm a former teacher turned cognitive neuroscientist who focuses on human learning. And I do not receive funding, nor have I ever, from big tech.
Never.
So a sad fact our generation has to face is this. Our kids.
Make it clear, I don't like Doritos or red dye.
It's just such a, I'm not that. I'm not that.
Well, all we know is this is why you say that. Without saying it, I'm saying I've kissed no walls. Not our wall, their wall, no walls. And whether they're willing to admit it or not, that buys you brownie points in today's politics.
What a strong lead.
That's how the people are voting. Anyway.
Look at that smile.
Mr. Horvath.
Look at that smile. He knows.
There's an island with no videos of me. You don't have to redact me from any list.
That guy is way too happy. There's not a single other person smiling in there but that guy.
He's like, I've got a human development problem for you.
They just showed the biggest wall kisser before him not smiling, and this dude is smiling at you.
Ted Cruz, yeah, I got some skeletons. He's like, I know you do. Not me.
He let off with no skeletons.
Let me tell you a tragedy. But first, I have no skeletons.
Kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their generation has to face. So a sad fact our generation has to face is this. Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. Since we've been standardizing and measuring cognitive development since the late 1800s, every generation has outperformed their parents. And that's exactly what we want. We want sharper kids. And the reason for this largely has been school. Each generation spends more time in school. We use school to develop our cognition. Congratulations, you see your correlation. Until Gen Z. Gen Z is the first generation in modern history to underperform us on basically every cognitive measure we have, from basic attention to memory to literacy to numeracy to executive functioning to even general IQ, even though they go to more school than we did. So why? What happened? What happened around 2010 that decoupled schooling from cognitive development? It can't be school. Schools basically look the same. It can't be biology. This hasn't had enough time to change. The answer appears to be the tools we are using within schools to drive that learning. Across 80 countries, as Gene was just saying, if you look at the data, once countries adopt digital technology widely in schools, performance goes down significantly, to the point where kids who use computers about 5 hours per day in school for learning purposes will score over 2/3 of a standard deviation less than kids who rarely or never touch tech at school. And that's across 80 countries. Bring it home to the US. Let's go to the US. We have our NAEP. That's our big data. Take any state, and here's a fun experiment you can try. Take any state NAEP data, compare that to when that state adopted one-to-one technology widely, and watch what happens. The NAEP data will plateau and then start to drop.
Is Mr. Horvath saying that Somalia has a privilege? I don't know. Read between the lines. All right.
They can't.
Good point. Now, the takeaway here is be proactive, be cognitive of the development of your children, and recognize that the privilege and cognitive advantage you could provide them is restricting their access to technology, especially in the development of education and learning. Make this a manual task. Push your kids to be bored and find ways to keep themselves entertained without an iPad. Sticks and stones will liberate you now. Holy cow, have we come full circle, let alone break your bones. Get outside, touch some grass. Final update. Last week, we were excited as South Park, was trying to alarm us. We took the food pyramid and we just flipped it on its head. A humbling moment as we kind of right the wrongs of our past and try to get real education on health and development. However, it starts from the top. And RFK Jr. is trying his damnedest from the top. He's got a lot of opposing forces and actors around him. It starts from the top. And here he is going, Commander-in-Chief eats like shit.
Who has the most unhinged eating habits?
The president.
Without hesitation.
The interesting thing about the president is that he eats really bad food, which is McDonald's, and then, candy and Diet Coke. But he drinks the Diet Coke all times. He has the constitution of a deity. I don't know how he's alive, but he is. And he's at Mar-a-Lago. He says that the only time that he eats the junk food is when he's on the road, and he wants to eat food from big corporations because he trusts it. He doesn't want to get sick when he's on the road. But when he's at Mar-a-Lago,
I love the corporate mind of his is like, I eat McDonald's because I could sue them if I get sick. I don't trust the road food, so I'm going to let some low collar, just
the way he
low class person make my cheeseburger. And, I have more faith in it because I could sue McDonald's.
The way he words it too is like he's just walking around Mar-a-Lago doing the Trump dance with like a sippy cup in one hand.
Oh, no. He eats healthy at Mar-a-Lago. So I could see him pinky upping some broccoli. But the second he hits the road, it's like, I don't trust it. Put me in the lowest rung, what's the wage, minimum wage? Let me go to the minimum wage gap to have them make my cheeseburger because I could sue McDonald's.
It's a good plan.
Logic is logic.
Good plan.
or at the White House, he's eating really good food. So I think you get this, if you travel with him, you get this idea that he's just pumping himself full of poison all day long, and you don't know how he's walking around, much less being the most energetic person any of us have ever met.
There you go. Most energetic person we've ever met.
It's hard when the proof is in the pudding, but knowing he's just smashing quarter pounder with cheeses 24/7. It adds a diet, and he adds a Diet Coke.
Well, it is funny.
Calories.
McDonald's tastes really good, and you never allow yourself to really have it much because it's so bad for you. So it's like a treat. And then every once in a blue moon, once a month, whatever, I'll have McDonald's. And as I'm eating it, you think like, Chad Ochocinco's a big McDonald's guy. He has McDonald's at least once a day. And look at how damn good shape, we'll get to that topic, but to pretend as if we're not in a totally different genetic scale. But I sit there and go, he has it every day. And then that's Chad Ochocinco, and he's living the same genetic dietary routine as Donald Trump.
Yep.
Neither of them are slowing down.
No, can't stop them.
Can't stop.
Won't stop. Like you would think one of their hearts would give out at one point, and instead it's literal.
Chad
fuel.
looks like he keeps getting younger, and Donald Trump has not aged.
He hasn't.
In fact, everybody keeps throwing him into medical evaluations because they're like, I swear, something's coming up. Nope.
They had like a thing last week where like he's got like the highest testosterone in the country, and I'm just like, all right,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
whatever you want to tell me.
Is this Kim Jong-un now? He doesn't poop and he's got all hole-in-ones? What is this?
Such a bizarre take.
It is. It is. All right, let's get into our first topic of the day.
McGriddles and quarter pounders, honestly, slaps.
Welcome to the future. Soylent Green is people. All right, let's get into the Middle East and the UAE. The UAE is out here saying they're making cuts from scholarship funding over Islamic extremism concerns in the UK. This is one of those stories where the subtext screams louder than the headline. The United Arab Emirates, a country that governs under Islamic law or Sharia law, partners closely with the West on counterterrorism and does not tolerate extremism within its borders, has pulled scholarship funding from the United Kingdom over concerns about radicalization and extremist activity. Let that sink in. This isn't a right-wing blogger saying the UK has a problem. This isn't a fringe pundit doing street interviews. This is a strategic Arab ally quietly saying, we don't want our students exposed to what's happening there. And that should alarm everyone, because while UK officials continue to insist everything is under control, the public sees something very different. Overrun cities, new competing communities, rising crime in certain areas, and a law enforcement system that looks more interested in policing speech than restoring public trust or safety. Remember, just a few weeks ago, we were reporting on our show how the UK is cutting appeals on magistrates and decisions for cases that carry less than 2 years, 2 years of jail time, and on jury trials, with the excuse being due to their overburdened court system. People have been arrested or fined for memes, posts, or offensive online speech, while violent crime backlogs grow and communities are told not to notice the patterns or ask uncomfortable questions. That's not cohesion. That's pressure building under a lid. What makes this moment especially revealing is who is raising the red flag. The UAE is not known for its tolerance of extremism. If anything, it has built its modern identity around aggressively stamping it out. When they decide the UK's environment is risky, it suggests this isn't about Islam as faith. It's about governance failure, weak enforcement, and political denial. And that's the part Europeans and their leaders don't want to confront. This isn't a religious issue. It's not a race issue. It's a state capacity issue. When governments refuse to enforce laws evenly, avoid hard conversations, and substitute narrative control for real policy, though they lose their credibility, not just with their citizens, but with their allies. The UAE's decision doesn't prove some grand conspiracy. It proves something simpler and more damning. Other countries are no longer buying the UK's BS, and no one is willing to play along anymore. And when your partners stop trusting your internal stability, that's not Islamophobia, especially coming from an Islamic state. That's geopolitical warning lights. The proof is in the very brown pudding. So let me leave it with the UAE themselves, and I'm going to kick it to Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan. And this is in 2017, where he screamed the warnings. And the question is, did we heed them?
Let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
Say it clear, baby.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right.
I love that they correct. We have No, Bish. I want to make sure Europeans hear it in the European tongue. Roll it.
there will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
The crazy part is when it just comes to fruition in front of your eyes and it's coming from the horse's mouth.
Well, you got to think too. It's almost a decade since he had that conversation.
Literally. And it is now on their front door. And a country run by Sharia law that is bound by the Quran is an Islamic country run by a dictator. Mm-hmm. The dictator holding a hard line that one, we know oil is going to be a tough situation in the future. So we need to be the pinnacle of tourism for the area. Tough to do when you're 5 or I think 6 small emirates trying to compete with Saudi oil money, who is definitely going to take over the scene. So now at best you could be number 2, and your development, the fantasy of Oz that was coming to the UAE, the reality of what Dubai and Abu Dhabi have truly developed into is a harsh reality check. It was a hopeful dream that never really truly flourished. You could find pockets of that dream. It's worth your touristic time, but it also isn't the beacon and pinnacle they were having the hope for. I say all that because the UAE is the most Western Islamic country. So that's why they're so one, it's for control. Don't get kidded on the political smoke and mirrors, the fugazi. They want to say they want to hold a line against Islamic extremism so they could keep a flourishing atmosphere for pure, clean Islam, if you want to call it that, like non-radical Islam. But then also it's so the dictator can keep control. So this is a dictatorship run by Sharia law that's saying the United Kingdom, too radically Islamic for us.
The Brits are getting a little crazy over there.
Yeah. No longer can they have pork chops. Gone. And now it's like fish and chips. We don't like that. That's all we got. You got goat now. That's what it's under your nose.
They literally, that's all we got. Is it?
Looks like you got goats now.
They're coming in through the back room and they don't see it coming in.
Not the pork chops. I know. It's a tough world.
Tough crowd out there.
I want to leave. Okay, so it's this slow, and to say it used to be we need to go fight all the Islamic countries over there so it doesn't come here.
War on terrorism.
And the reality is, it is here. Yeah. So where we kept saying we got to go do it at their home so it doesn't come to our home. Now we're forced. Don't meme about it. Man, if you post something on Facebook, we're going to knock on your door. But now it's here domestically, and it's in the other European-dominated countries right there. Don't ask about it. Don't point it out. And then they'll look at you in your homeland and say, this is a Muslim sheikh right here in America telling you how it is.
If you become Muslim, you are like us. Yani you are one of us. Oh. If you do not become Muslim, then you will allow us to spread the da'wah through your land. And you will allow us to establish the adl and insaf of the sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When there is something that blocks you, the sword opens the way. If you don't, we will not force you to become Muslim, but you will pay the jizya. What we will not tolerate is the dhulm of any other laws other than the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being implemented in the dunya. And today, wallahi, we're afraid to say this. Today, we are afraid to say it. I know there's brothers that are going to talk to me after this. Why do you say that? It's the truth. The haqq of Sharia is that it's implemented in the whole world. It is what it is. That's what we believe.
It is what it is. It's showbiz,
He
baby.
said, if not, then I have brought a people with me that love death fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah, like you love your wine, your alcohol, your drink, or you love your life of dunya. The future is ours. Every ideal nightmare of a Muslim Europe will come true.
Well,
They can be as mad as they want. I don't care. America will be a Muslim country. Russia will be a Muslim country. Islam will enter every house. We have to be a part of that change. We have to be a part of that da'wah. We have to be a part of those ghuraba who stand firm on our aqidah and our practice and our deen and never ever apologize. We're unapologetic. Never ever compromise. We're uncompromising.
exactly.
Don't you admire it when people say the quiet part out loud though?
You know what? I think it's human nature. You just, when you know the truth, you want to say it to, and even it's a wall, you got to say it so bad. The real element to highlight here is the goal is to weaponize your benevolence against you.
Right.
Like they know the moral code ingrained in you and what you'll allow, and they will take advantage and exploit that to the maximum degree. So that way you let this Trojan horse in and then it's too late for you to stop it. And we now own you. And that's kind of the problem of where we're at in America right now. Is it's just like the liberals. When I sit here and go, but God's chosen people run the country. It's not to sit here and say these people that are trying to mutilate children are in any way different. It doesn't make you less of a problem. So similarly, all this dialogue we've been having in our country has been ignoring another brewing problem that has been coming for a while. And it's a group of people that you desperately want to be benevolent to. And it is quite literally a part of their script that they will, one, take advantage of every bit you give them. So if you don't let them practice, well, but you let them in, then let them in and they'll practice secretly. If you let them in and they'll practice, and they just slowly move the goalpost as they invade. The sad part is this is a group that cannot, and it is by law, cannot be tolerant of the other. And it's just where they have that length of that momentary lapse of tolerance, it is just to further their strength and ability to overcome or take over. Yeah. And that's a reality we as a country need to confront, which is when I look back at the sacrifices my grandparents made on both sides of my family. So on my mom's side, I am a second generation, my parents being first generation American. And, you know, we have Serbs that are friends. We have there's a frustrating reality that we need to be more emboldened to stand up against. When you're here, you're committed to here. Otherwise, you're a guest, and I can treat you as such. But if you're going to be here, you're committed to here and the virtues and the growth of here, at least before anywhere else. It really should be the only thing you're focused on. I guess maybe that's intolerant or insensitive, but I get to hold a position like that when my grandparents totally just leave behind Greece and then are living here with zero intention to go back. We leave the Ukraine and with zero intention or to go back. That was my grandmother on my dad's side. And then there's Croatia. We left with no intention to go back. That should be the American way. Mm-hmm. We should be only... You're taking half my paycheck every 2 weeks. We should only be giving resources and supplying our energy and goal of prosperity with our social contract, right? Not through our social contract with the focus of somewhere else. And that needs to be our expectation, whether you're Islamic, Jewish, Caribbean. I don't care where you're coming from. If you're Mexican, commit to this social contract and our community, and you're a brother or a sister. We are one. And that's also like another reason why I wouldn't be I think we should probably consider tying citizenship to American service. Man, you served for us for 4 years. You're a citizen.
Oh, it wouldn't even need
right
to be that long.
Yeah, 2 years.
I mean?
And
like most just do
and
too.
and give us service for 2 years, which is demanded of Israeli citizens. But if you give us 2 years of your service, not only will you get citizenship, but every white lady in a Starbucks will buy you a coffee for the rest of your life. Literally.
That's cool.
Sit down at dinners at Applebee's. Some guy, that guy right there, put his tab on mine. He served. That comes with it. There's perks. There's perks to this thing.
Perks to the
Every
job, baby.
Cinemark movie, 10%. You save $2.
I thought you were going to talk about the Cinemark app.
Yeah, hey, get on it. And then you got even more discounts. Just start piling the discounts. So I look at this and I go, we are not demanding a commitment to nationalism anymore, which is a damn shame. And I think the core to my approach to this dialogue is through our benevolence, our empathy, and our big-hearted society, we've gotten a little comfortable in allowing us to stray away from being a melting pot and allowing being a salad, where we're a bunch of little pockets of our own individual groups. No. You either be a part of this stew, get in here and melt away, or get out. And I'm going to hold that line.
Yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head where I've kind of been at for a few years now. Is just, I think there's a loss of nationalism. Like, it's completely fractured in this country. And whenever it's fractured to that degree, others outside of the country are going to take advantage of that. And you can see a lot of them. We only give and they're only taking.
And let me pump up my religious hubris for a minute here. Every time you throw in the face of a Catholic, the atrocities of what the network of priests did, I want you to know that's a moral asterisk or a moral damnation because of the book they're preaching.
Yes.
That's crazy. The priests broke the rules of the book. Bad guy broke the rules of the book he's preaching. Islam is following the book, baby.
Yeah.
Right by the letter. I'm following it line by line. Here's the I can take my 8-year-old, one of my wives, the 8-year-old one. Muhammad did this. Draw a picture of him. Good looking guy. Muhammad, can you believe it? Grabbed one of his wives, the 8-year-old one, off the jungle gym so they could share in some grapes. And the moral of that story is that women must always succumb to the male urge. That's the rule. Gay guy, throw him off the building. I'm just following the rules. So I don't, when you have this abutting of issues, comparing it to the others it's a dogma. You're going to lose. Why? Because they're breaking the rules. You're following the rules. And then when I have an American Islamist go, we don't do that. I like to wear the bed sheets, but I don't throw stones at gay people. And I don't eat grapes with 8-year-old one of the many wives. The crazy thing is, you're no longer practicing Islam. And that's where we need to hold the line. When you find a Catholic that's like, hey, I don't touch little boys, still following the book. Crazy. You, though, aren't. So stop saying you're a practicer of the Quran and say you're a practicer of your own version of what you believe our spiritual relationship to this realm is. But it isn't Islam, and it isn't bound by the book of the Quran. And I could say that. I only say that because then it doesn't say, I'm saying it as it is. We're being mean. But if you want to know why, we're being truthful, but the truth is mean.
I think the 8-year-old wife, I think that was pretty mean.
Yeah, and they literally think about how many times they printed that. For like 1,000 years, they keep putting it in, and they're like, you still want to keep that? They're like, hey, Muhammad, good looking guy. Draw a picture of him. You should see him. He said it.
They're putting it up there on the bookshelf next to Harry Potter.
And the 7,000 books of Scientology.
Yeah, showbiz, baby.
So, yeah, it feels like we're being mean, and we probably are, but it's not to say they're deserving of it. Let me double down on why they're gross and
triple down.
At
this point,
they're icky, sticky people. And
sticky wicked.
No, and you know what? They do that too. A lot of into the sticky wicked type stuff. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of the guy, but sometimes he just speaks truth. There's an internet antagonist named Andrew Wilson, and he was on the Patrick Bet David podcast, and he had a great take, or really it was just reflecting on a debate where he just owned this guy defending. It's indefensible. It is a lose-lose. Like, try to take up the arms of defending this. For the Western moral world, you lose every time.
Not predict how I was actually going to come at him.
So he didn't know that you were going to do this.
He had no clue.
Okay,
and
so this is a very unique angle you took.
Yeah,
Is it?
And it's funny because
He didn't know I was going to come at him in the debate with this. He was expecting something more substantive. Then I came at him with the left hook.
because the core of the argument's actually twofold, and people only picked up on the one, but I can explain the other end of it.
Would you mind
Please
watching
do.
this first,
Sure.
and then you giving it to us? Rob? Go
Context.
ahead.
Inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by
That's the
Islam
guy.
today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one.
2/3
In a formal debate, mind you.
Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, that means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ.
UAE's like, but I don't want to go to school in the UK anymore.
UA's like, look over there.
We're about 54% inbred and super Islamic, but to get some blondes from UK in this would be a problem because there's too many extremists over there.
The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin.
He's talking about all these IQs, and the guy to the right is looking down at the paper like he's really struggling to read something.
Oh, he's trying. Wheels are turning. I have no numbers that fight this. When the IQ is 76, how do you fight that? But he's really good at milking goats.
I mean,
what is the argument? The truth is, you're not getting the next development or iOS update for your AI from any of them.
He's trying to do the terms of service right now.
I understand. What? I can't even get past that.
Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now,
see, if you get only a third gross, like Qatar, you could get a couple non-dummies in there.
Going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78.
Oman, been there.
74 IQ. Turkey,
very
25%,
Islamic.
86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just...
Yeah, because they're not the Egyptians that built the pyramids. The really smart ones went over there.
Never get aliens. It's better. Next slide, please. Thank you.
He's like,
compared to Christian countries, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%.
Usually less than.
Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen.
Hard
now,
truths.
let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide.
He's really
here.
upset here.
Moving right along. Countries become more Christian, inbreeding declines. Right? We can see this from church intervention in Spain, 20 to 30% post-Reconquista. Catholic Church banned cousin marriages for commoners, papal dispensation.
Even if she looks good, it's against the... No, bad. And then they're like, shit, we are smart.
Sold for royals. Italy, similar high rates in the medieval period. The church enforced bans over the century. France, high medieval. Canon law prohibited marriage within 4 degrees of relation.
You can pause it right
Modern
there. Okay, tell us. So you're explaining this. The argument is higher IQ, better society, better jobs, better economy. Low IQ, you make worse decisions, not the best opportunity, not the safest society. What was the second point you were trying to make?
Yeah, so the debate, the framing was which makes a better society, Islam or Christianity? I knew that Daniel's attack would be Christian societies have degeneracy in it. The easiest way to combat that is, well, I think it's pretty degenerate to be humping your first cousin. Okay, I think that's way it's pretty degenerate
And he
myself.
reacted to you, right, Robbie? There's even the reaction of him where the audience laughs, I believe.
This is the best. This is the reason why we're doing the whole clip. The audience engages. He doesn't like it.
Is if you think the worst, no, not this one. It's a 14-second clip now, Rob, that you have. You had it a minute ago, 14-second clip. That's it, yes.
Yeah.
If IQ is the end-all, be-all, your entire argument is on the basis of IQ. You haven't said, you just say, oh, marrying your cousin, effing your cousin, that is degenerate. On the basis of
stinky
what?
dummy.
It's not on the basis of your Bible. It's just a degree. Yeah, laugh it up, laugh it up.
Oh my God! Did you hear what he just said?
It's like, so what?
IQ in effing your cousin, that is degenerate. On the basis of what? It's not on the basis of your Bible. It's just a degree. Yeah, laugh it up, laugh
bro.
it up.
On the basis of what? The fact that the entire room needs no explanation. On that basis.
Oh my God.
Did you hear what he just said?
Even the atheists are like, I don't need to piss off a God to know that's wrong.
I didn't need a book to tell me that.
Well, I knew that I knew that this was going to be bad for him going into the debate because I knew that he would have to double down and defend first cousin marriage. I knew it because this particular sect of Islam that he represents, they're crazy. Okay, and
they're crazy about their cousins.
Try to go against it. His head's now on the chopping
course,
block, right?
literally.
So they basically put him in a pincer, but that wasn't even the core, right? The crux of the argument wasn't just that we build way better societies as Christians because we've outlawed inbreeding, so our collective IQ is high enough to not have donkey pull cart. The core and the crux of the argument was really about ethics. They're constantly appealing to people they consider to be ethically inferior to them to not wipe them out. They're constantly appealing to societies 10 times more sophisticated than their own to just literally not wipe them out and take all of their resources, which means they're banking on our benevolence, literally banking on Christian benevolence. If that's the case, how are you going to say we're the worst people on, our ethics are wrong, we follow the wrong God, we're not doing things right? You're banking on the benevolence of Jesus Christ to restrain us from going to the most oil-rich portions of the world and not just putting you all to the sword. What's to stop us from doing that? Only our ethics. Only our ethical purview and faith in Jesus Christ is what prevents that from happening to you. So how about a little gratitude? About a little gratitude towards those Christians, you demon.
I'm not going to go all JD Vance on it. I'm just going to, Jesus would be the first to tell you, you don't get kudos for doing the right thing. And if anything, you reluctantly do the right thing. So don't be sitting in the Oval Office saying, you never even said thank you for our missiles.
It does get to a point, though, where you are going to look at them and say
thank you.
Say thank you.
Really, we're letting you go to your mosque. That's a victory. But you definitely don't get to play prayers 5 times a day on our streets louder than the church bells. If the church bells are now through 100, 200 years of litigation in communities restricted in its loudness, that church right there can only be so loud. Why? Because my uncle wants to sleep.
I was going to say someone's uncle's going to get pissed if they start doing that here.
But guess what? It happens in every community. Somebody's like, I like God, but not that much. Turn that shit down. You like it. I don't. If they're restricted on a certain decibel, you bet your sweet candy ass is not about to be louder. Facts.
All the time. How about a little thank you for stopping and restraining the hordes from going over with their enormous technology and just putting you barbarians to the sword, because we could.
Can we just talk for a second about, we don't need to hear more of the dialogue. It is crazy to think about, like, before it was, you're lucky we're not sending in SEAL Team 6. They're pretty good, pretty coordinated.
Just did that.
Now, well, I wanted to take that a length further. We didn't even just do that. One thing we haven't talked about on the show at all is the Venezuelan soldiers that are like, they had alien guns. They literally walked in, zapped us with a bunch of, I couldn't hear. I crippled I literally couldn't even, and just fell to the ground. We're walking in with alien guns nobody even knows exists yet. Like, holy shit, they could do that? Yeah, Men in Black here right now. They actually came in suits. One guy did have the Thomas Massey pin as he dropped off that.
Look at what you're causing.
Look, tink. Oh my God, one more it goes up one for every zap of the laser. Oh man, we're spending a lot of cash here. But we took no injuries. 6 guys. Takes a lot of, you want to know benevolence and strength and willpower. We're not even, no injuries. We would come in with alien guns that freeze you.
And it's really at the point, too, where the other great powers of this world wouldn't do anything.
Nothing. Because they don't have alien guns either.
No.
See, there's this thing where Donald Trump's uncle was given all of the information from Nikola Tesla. And he went back in time Baron Trump went back in time and he was being guided this whole time by his daddy, Don. You should read it. The book was written in like the 1900s. The Fantastical Travels of Baron Trump. It's true.
Yeah, that is a real thing.
That's a real thing.
That's our rule book. That's our rule book right here.
So you didn't think it could get that extreme, but Trump was getting signals from Nikola Tesla in the past, now the future, and we're coming in with alien guns. You heard it here first, reported to you live. That's how crazy our world's gotten. All right, let me bring in Ricky. I want to get his thoughts on the whole ordeal, and then we got like just 2 more clips. But Ricky, what are your thoughts on the whole UAE situation?
But we already discussed the alien guns when, where was it? Serbia, when the crowd part ways.
You're right.
It's the same shit.
Dude, I forgot all about that.
It's the same. I looked it up. I got the.
Brilliant.
It's the same weapon. They just put on both wings of the helicopter, stun them, start vomiting, let them down on the roof. 10 Delta Team Special Ops went in, got him out of his room.
Dude, Ricky's so right.
It's crazy whenever something like this happens, and then other people are just, I didn't know we could do that. And it's, yeah, don't find other stuff out now.
Well, and Ricky is also reminding me how desperate our human brain is for, like, coping. Like, I just need to cope with the daily. I am coming to you every week reporting this. And one, the human mind can only retain so much. But I know a part of me was like, and we're going to forget that's a problem. You're already just psychologically cracking.
We stole a dictator a few weeks ago. I don't want to think more on it.
Well, more than anything, it was, all right, when you guys start putting in Orwellian cameras and a social credit score, I'm going to find myself in the street somewhere. And then I saw the Serbian protest, and I was like, that's a real problem. We should strip them of that. We should be more alarmed. And my brain was like, put that away. You gotta play
Pokemon Go.
Exactly. And then I found out Pokemon Go was tracking me for a super geographical tracker map. And I'm like, ah! So then your brain was like, forget about the laser guns that debilitate people, and the whole crowd just having shit pants. They're like, oh my God. I was stunned for 10 seconds. And Ricky's like, you remember that thing? I didn't. Damn.
Honestly, those people probably forgot too. That's probably part of it.
Actually, what's crazy is every time I go home from the show Tuesdays, I go home, make myself a little something to eat, pet my wiener dog, and there's a knock at the door. And I go to the door, and it's just a guy in a suit that just goes, pew. And I'm like,
and then
there's no guy at the door.
He goes, pew. And then I noticed the number went up. And
She's like, man, every Tuesday, I open my front door, and the tick goes up $1 trillion. What the hell?
Certainly must not be me.
So the crux of the position is this. Everybody wants to believe, well, it doesn't happen here. It isn't that bad yet. We aren't at an issue. Here is, in the UK, the most recent member of parliament pushing, she had parliament swear her in over a Quran.
Sick.
MBD.
I swear by Almighty Allah that
Oh.
Allah is faithful and that true allegiance.
Part of the trick is they looked at me when I'm over there. I'm learning about their culture. They go, Allah is God, man. It's a language barrier. We call him Allah. You call him God. It's the same cat. And I'm like, all is one. We are brothers in this life. And then they were like, stupid white motherfucker. Totally different guy. And mine hates you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Didn't the mayor of New York get sworn in on the Quran?
He did. And let's take it a step further. Mayor of New York did that. I can't wait to talk to the cruel philosopher in New York. I wanted to give this just a few months. And I really thought, 4-6 months into this thing, I'd be like, how screwed up's New York? Now I can't wait to talk to him and be like, so Mondami and Trump, same guy. Who would have thought? So, as we're sitting here going, can you believe a member of parliament in the UK, as they're being colonized in front of our eyes, is swearing in front of the Quran? But that's an over there problem. That would never happen over here. And then literally preparing for the show today, it was just like yesterday, Virginia's lieutenant governor swearing over the Quran. Do you skibbity swear over this toilet? Answer, yes. I swear to skibbity. It's here.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
With the red hat.
The Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And the Constitution.
I got thoughts. But the show's live.
And impartially discharge. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge.
That kid is Paddington. The bear.
Yes, was my thought too. It's like it's those memes where
You're
they
like, what the fuck they talking about?
It's like
he's like, Mom, we don't even have a Quran in our house.
You see that Twitter account where they meme or crop Paddington into historical events or movie scenes that he's not a part of? It'll be like Saving Private Ryan on D-Day, and there's Paddington. Like
I love that.
That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, he's here. And Paddington's like, and I swear, Allah's gonna get you too.
Right as he says that, Paddington's just
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the crowning jewel of the topic is that a country with a dictator run by Sharia law is claiming that the UK is too radicalized of Islam for their students to be going there. An interesting concept. Ricky, any wrapping thoughts as we close out the topic?
I just don't want no one to tell me stop eating anything unless it's my doctor, or I have to abide by certain rules. Like I would never move anywhere where there's strict rule. Like you can't do what you want freely.
But what if it moves to you as it is?
It won't. It won't. Yeah. It can't. It's impossible. It's just like the stock market. It will never fail. Like, it won't.
Interesting. Wait, Ricky, what was your last one?
That's kind of my last point too. Ricky said, like, I'm just thinking it would not happen here. It would push
Texas annually. The Islamic States about 20 years ago killed a journalist for recreating an image of Muhammad, claiming that any Westerner that draws or recreates Muhammad will die at the hands of the Islamic State. And now Texas annually hosts a drawing of Muhammad convention where they bring their biggest gun and draw Muhammad.
Exactly.
We're not messing around. It's come get some.
That's essentially this country's sentiment. For as non-nationalistic as this country is, this would be something that would completely have us just completely turn into it in one giant moment. to prevent this all from going downhill. I'm just thinking going to Islamic State entering the Bronx and it'd go absolutely horrible for them.
Oh, yeah.
They would tell the Bronx what they can and can't eat and be met with a lot of opposition. Just up front. Just on that one merit alone.
You know, there's one uniting thing for the Bronx and Dallas, Texas. And it's nobody's telling us what. Literally Ricky's like, no one's telling me what to eat. That was his whole this whole topic, almost an hour into the episode. Ricky's whole point is, no one's telling me what to eat.
Yeah.
I gotta have free will, man. I need my free will. Like it goes farther to free will.
Plus, as the chat's going off, you, Brad Richardson, everybody's like, I'm having my pork chops.
Yeah. Oh, that's my revving thought.
I ain't want to say the pork, but like, unless the doctor say no more pork.
Brad Richardson did.
It could be.
Unless the doctor say it, I'm still going to consume it.
It's an over there problem, but over here, seriously, just the idea of telling Americans what to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going well.
Well, let's remember, though, Will, we used to be able to supersize at every fast food place for a nickel more. That's not a thing anymore because they told us we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Little piggy, you can't stop when the trough is full, so we're going to tell you when it's full.
We're a country that flips the pyramid upside down, and you want to come in here and tell us what to do? Come on, man.
All right, so closing it out here. When you strip away the outrage, the think pieces, and the accusations of bad optics, what this story really exposes is a complete failure of governance. The UAE didn't make this decision because it hates Britain, Western values, free societies, or most especially Islamic traditions. It made this decision because it no longer trusts the UK to maintain order, accountability, or ideological clarity within its own borders. And when a foreign ally quietly decides your country is no longer a safe or stable environment for its students, that's not prejudice, that's an assessment. This moment forces an uncomfortable truth. Societies don't collapse because people ask hard questions. They collapse because leaders refuse to answer them. When governments prioritize narrative management over law enforcement, symbolism over safety, and speech control over actual crime prevention, they don't create harmony. They create resentment, parallel systems, and eventually backlash. You cannot police memes harder than violence and expect legitimacy to survive. And you cannot demand public trust while telling the public not to believe their own eyes. So this isn't about religion, race, or culture. It's about whether a nation still believes in enforcing its laws equally, defending social cohesion honestly, and putting citizens before ideology. The UAE didn't embarrass the UK. The UK embarrassed itself. And until Western governments stop confusing denial with compassion and censorship with stability, this won't be the last ally to quietly step away. The warning has been issued. What happens next is a choice. Now, let's get to a more, it's a reality check, but honestly, a more hard-hitting reality than I think many of us were expecting.
It's a literal check.
Yes. I'm going to flip this one to Jack Mack.
Oh, cool.
A studio favorite to kind of report the topic before I flush it out further. But here's the absurdity of the future of American love life.
Dating app is here where women set their deposit rates on their dating profile in order for men to pay for women's preparation costs for dates.
I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best damn dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs.
And if you're thinking to yourself right now, wait a second, isn't that just redacted? Yeah, it is. This app was created by Amanda. She said in a recent TikTok that she only goes on dates if men will pay for all of her preparation. Makeup, hair, eyelashes, I don't know, you name it. She has a bill for her date before she even arrives. An app developer reached out to her and said, we'll make this for you, and now it's live.
Oh, and to everyone who said you can't do that, Guess what? I just did.
I'm pretty sure this is a real human being. I have to start asking myself this now every time I see a video. Is it AI? Is it not? This app where you set your deposit rate is called Courted. The founder says this is really cute because you can tell your friends we met on Courted. He courted me instead of telling them, yeah, we agreed upon a dollar amount. There was a transaction, then I went on a date with him, which would translate to the oldest profession in the book. Wink, wink. This is crazy enough to work, by the way. It is. There will be a market for it. There will be men that pay for it. And the way they dress it up will be enough for women to allow themselves to have their head hit the pillow at night and not think anything of it.
Nothing of it. So let's get into the new future. Let's talk about this new dating app that just dropped, because apparently swiping, matching, and paying for dinner wasn't enough. Now men are being asked to put down a financial deposit before the first date, just for the privilege of being considered. Not for a relationship, not for exclusivity, not even for a guarantee she shows up, just to get a seat at the table so you can then pay for the table. And honestly, this didn't come out of nowhere. This is just the logical conclusion of what the modern sexual marketplace has turned into. Dating used to be local. You met people through work, friends, school, church, or your community. Your options were limited, which meant expectations were grounded in reality. Social media and dating apps blew that system up completely. Now the entire planet is this comparison group. Instagram, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. They didn't just connect people, they globalized desire. A woman in a mid-sized town now has access to attention from men across the world. Athletes, influencers, entrepreneurs, models, people she would never have encountered in pre-internet world. And dating apps make it worse by design. Algorithms push the most liked, most photogenic, highest status profiles to the top, creating a feedback loop where the same small percentage of men dominate visibility. The data backs this up. Women swipe right roughly 30% of the time, while men swipe right 50 to 60% of the time. On Tinder, the top 12.5% of men receive around 80% of the women's attention. According to OkCupid data, famously showed women rate 80% of men as below average in attractiveness. That's not a balanced market. That's winner take all. What happens next is predictable. Hypergamy, the tendency to seek equal or higher status partners. And that then gets supercharged. Average women are constantly exposed to top-tier men, which inflates expectations. Constant likes, DMs, validation, and attention create what some call hoflation. Perceived value skyrockets, while average men become invisible. The local guy with a stable job, decent character, and normal looks isn't competing with a guy next door anymore. He's competing with the highlight reel of the internet. And the top men, they don't settle because they don't have to. They juggle options, casual replacement of these commitments. Surveys even show many young women would rather share a high-value man than commit to an average one. Apps encourage this by promoting already popular profiles even more, and this then continues to widen that gap. Men contribute to the problem too. Mass swiping inflates match counts, reinforcing the illusion of unlimited demand. Meanwhile, the male to female ratio on apps is often 3-to-1, forcing women to filter brutally. The result? More hookups, less stability, higher inequality, and rising frustration on both sides. And now, surprise, we're monetizing the imbalance. A down payment just to show up, dating as escrow, romance as a transaction fee. Layer onto this the cultural shift where for decades now, educated women fought not to be reduced to sexual objects, and now entire industries reward self-objectification. Today, body is currency. Attention is income. Sexual desirability is power. Influencers, OnlyFans, branding by exposure. We've told young women that visibility beats virtue and monetization beats meaning. Mind, character, wisdom, and conscience don't trend nearly as well as skin. Critics will say this ignores women's agency and that the apps themselves are the real villain. And there's some truth there. These platforms do incentivize superficial judgment and short-term thinking. But regardless of ideology, the outcome is measurable. A skewed dating economy where elite men monopolize opportunity, average men are priced out, and relationships become increasingly transactional. So when men joke about leaping into relationships with bots, it's not really a joke anymore. It's a market response. The dating app didn't invent the problem. It just slapped a price tag on it. And if this is the direction we're heading, don't be surprised when more people opt out entirely. Because when connection starts to feel like a toll road instead of human experience, eventually people stop driving. One of the things to consider on this whole thing, Jack Mack did a great job of presenting the whole topic, but I want to keep that in balance with the type of characters we are talking about, because it is this hilarious dynamic where women are like, all the guys are shallow and crappy and yada, yada, yada. And yet it's that 80% of them are all dating somebody like Clavicular. What a king. Looks maxing.
Maxing is the
extent
that you could take self-improvement, right? So we've seen a lot of, different forms of that over the years, mostly with bodybuilding. I would say was the main one for a while for men, from about 2010 up until 2020. And then it sort of shifted into looks maxing that kind of crept into the space from
I got a question.
niche, forums.
Yeah.
Didn't he get plastic surgery to look better or something like that?
He has gotten procedures. The funniest thing is there's a clip of this dude at like 14 years old, like a child, and he's got 2 like all-star baseball trophies, and he's just smashing them on his cheekbones. And he's like, yeah, you just got to like slowly bust them up with a rebuild, looks maxing. I'm trying to build out, dude,
just get them on more for too
what's the thing? Mewing? You got to mew?
Hogging.
Well, the mewing is when you do the chin thing. Gotta get that chin out, because then it maximizes, and that all is to develop. Someone here at this desk is mogging the other. That's how that goes. One of us is losing, me or you. I don't know. Leave it to them. But there's mogging going on here.
Oh my God! Which was just 3
pumpkin spice latte, obviously.
No, just 3 looks maxing forums. So that influence kind of crept in, and it's very obvious that the face is more important than the physique. So people were doing the self-improvement, and it wasn't really getting them the results that they needed. So that's why the further step needed to be taken to sort of go about improving upon.
Taking the further, we got to go a step further, right? Well, here's him with Sneeko this past week explaining looks maxing, as if Sneeko's a bad looking guy, and he's like, "Just step up your game, dude."
Come home, right, and you have to take off your shoes. What you do is you have to set up what's called vantage points. So you would take like something. I'm not gonna put it down.
Quran case.
So just say this is a regular book. Don't do it with a Quran. Right. So you put a vantage point like here. So that way you take off the shoes, and then you go, so like rest on it, and then you set up a next vantage point like right over here, and then you just make it to the bedroom. That way you're good.
Dude, you looked at the
camera.
Are you calling on the vantage point, or is it?
No, I'm being dead serious. A buddy, I learned that from a buddy.
You're 6'2" doing this.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean, like whatever takes mug. So and then you could do the vantage points, and another one is you have to sag your pants in tiptoe max if you don't want a vantage point. Like you could do the vantage points, and another one is you have to sag your pants in tiptoe max if you don't want a vantage point. Like after you take off your shoes.
He's a real life Patrick Bateman.
Oh, dude, to the nth degree.
Yeah.
It's taking this as far as you can. Looks maxing is every little thing you could do to. And this is how competitive. That's not a bad looking guy. Far from satisfied. I mean, if that isn't the delusion of like plastics, you know, like we say women get lost in always covering themselves in makeup, getting plastic surgery, always needing to lose weight. It's like, this is the male version of that. Yeah. Every single one of the males in this conversation would go, that's a good looking guy. And he goes, I got to max more. And then
maxing
you know, his stream is him going in a bar and just being like, I'll pause it right now and take you into a closet. She's like, do it. Right now, take me off my feet, Prince Charming. And he's like, pause, bitch, and just leaves, bangs a girl, comes right back. I look hotter now, don't I? It just starts it right back. We did it, and then he'll find another one. Like, hey, I'll pause that damn strap. Watch me. Do you know how easy? I can just tell the guy to pause it, and he does. That's his whole shtick. And what's funny is never enough is never enough. Here's him on the Bradley Martin podcast again. Looks maxing, still never enough. Good-looking guy, still never satisfied, talking to another king of good-looking guys on the internet going, you should step up your game. Let me give you some tips.
I like to do a lot of injection lipolysis. So to dick max.
Like site injection?
Yeah, so to dick max, I'll inject fat dissolvers into my mons pubis. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Like it's around the base, right?
Yeah, around the base. And I've done something even more.
Does that hurt? Sorry.
Yeah.
This is a
that's
sickness.
probably not the most autistic thing that I've done.
I would imagine.
So
I don't believe that. That's definitely
that's
not.
probably not the most autistic thing that I've done.
It's definitely
So I've tried something where I did PDO threads, which is like a dissolvable collagen thread to create volume. Like a lot of people, like med spas will do it to, you know, fix under eyes and stuff like that, and just rejuvenate the area. So I tried to put them into my dick. And,
into the actual dick.
Yeah, that one didn't work. That was a fail, but that was probably my most like over the line. Like,
bro, that has to hurt.
Yeah, it was very painful. Yeah, I was using topical lidocaine.
Oh my God, bro.
It's a real sickness, brother.
We're trying to find out how old he is. He's about 19 to 20 years old.
I'm gonna say a hot take right here. After hearing what he, you know, puts himself through to continue looks maxing. It's never enough. Yeah,
Girth maxing.
I bet you he's sterile.
Not right now. I could see it becoming an issue in the next.
Again, hot take.
He says he used testosterone replacement, TRT. Or
100%. A 20-year-old. And at 30, I'm supposed to compete with that. My biology is like, we're not making it as well as we used to.
Your biology
is like, he's 20. Body's like, we're pumping this shit out like a factory. And he's like, look what I got for my ass.
Our biology's like, man, a quarter pounder with cheese sounds great right now.
And he's like, testosterone maxing.
You're not maxing.
You're not maxing. And then they go, so you'd like to take me out to dinner. I owe you nothing. I'm not touching you.
You put a deposit down for me.
But to get me to dinner, which you will be paying for, I want. It's like, how am I feeling today? I want $300. It's like, I don't even take $100 to the strip club. You see where we are not meeting halfway. Like, what women don't realize, and it was delicately put in the opening monologue to this topic, which is men already kind of would love if my best friends satisfied the chemicals in my brain the way a woman does, you wouldn't exist in my life, period. Yeah. You're nowhere near as funny as my friends. And we're on different pages.
Yeah.
We tolerate each other because there's other itches we scratch for each other that our friends could never. The second AI, bots, whatever, the second that part is satisfied, you have quite literally evaporated your value, not only in the sexual marketplace, in society's marketplace.
Yeah.
That's your damnation. And tread lightly. The more you make a regular guy pay for the opportunity to pay to make an impression on you, and the delusion is thinking, well, I'm going to make the average Joe pay $300. I'm going to get a night out, and I'm still ending with clavicular. And you forgot he literally paused the stream 12 times tonight.
What's the name of this app called?
For what?
The one this wonderful woman made
I
to
don't
satirize
know.
the market.
I don't know. Jack Max said it. We could go back.
It's not important. I was just curious if it was funny.
Courting. That you're right.
Courting.
Doug's on it. Courting.
Take off the ES.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not escorting. You're just courting.
Oh.
It's
so funny because Jack Mack was like, it's called courting because then you can nicely say that you courted your woman with $500. But the truth is, it's escorting. That's crazy, dude.
Can you?
I was wondering. I was like, yeah, okay. I think I understand what he got.
You see my screen, Alex? All right, it's not showing.
Bring it in. An escort, in the context of women, can mean someone hired for social companionship or someone providing paid sexual services, often operating through agencies or independently, where the key difference from prostitution can be legal nuances and explicit, aka this is exactly it.
Dude, you know that there are going to be so many men that will not admit that they're on this app, right? Because they can't bring this up to their friends. We'll roast the ever living shit out of them. We'll make them feel awful about themselves.
Rightfully so.
You know, the best part is knowing that they'd pay $300 to escort one of these women to a date.
And then the first date's like Chili's. You paid $500 to take me to Chili's.
Regardless, it could be at a Chili's. I don't care. It's cheap.
Like Angeles. Well,
sure. Just to get drunk and ramble about politics that she absolutely hates. Just absolutely goes in on stuff that she, like, her worldview has no idea.
They were literally expected to turn over the Epstein files a month ago.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Yes.
And she's like, I'm never going on a date with this guy.
Yes.
But you know what? I paid $500 for this audience, damn it. You're going to hear me and my opinion about Thomas Massey.
I paid for 2 hours and you're going to listen to this rant, damn it. That honestly would be worth a social experiment to do. Just be like, all right, I paid the fee. Now I got her here, and now I'm going to put her through the most uncomfortable conversation of her life.
Well, and
I'm going to get progressively louder around people that could hear what I'm saying to this woman.
There is a jadedness we approach these conversations because you and I have experienced it in every angle. And the frustrating part is capitalizing and monetizing this issue where we're dealing with even prior to this new development. I will have a date set up. I've carved out my Saturday. I'm meeting you at this place. You're all for it. We've had great conversations every evening leading up to it or throughout the days. It's great. And then the day of, you unmatch, you disappear, you just totally ghost. That is more common than not. And you're telling me in a world where I gave you $300, like, it's got to be a deposit.
That's what I was going to ask.
If you're
is there a
asking
refund?
To show up, I better get my $300 back.
Yeah, is there a refund policy?
Yeah, it should be a security deposit more than just, but that's not what it is.
Yeah, it's just a Ponzi
you're
scheme?
paying for me. Like the lady's argument is there is a significant expense with the makeup and getting dolled up and getting prepared for the courting.
Yeah.
And it's covering those expenses because, you know, I might be losing out on that expense if you turn out to be just a regular guy.
Just a regular guy.
Yes.
It's about the Epstein files.
Bro, no matter if you person beat their face every day, bro, you're not about to run out of makeup. Like, and
exactly.
Like,
So if you were doing the makeup today, regardless. Wait, is it here? A logical conundrum feminists have to confront. Women, balls in your court. When a guy looks at you and says, hey, you look real pretty without makeup, that's a guy trying to give you a compliment that, like, hey, whether you're doing it for yourself or not, you're just naturally pretty. To a guy, that's a compliment. To a woman, that's a moment of empowerment where I am a victim. I am a victim when you say I look good without because damn it, I know I look good without my makeup, and I'm not doing this for you. So if the bitch feminist argument for the last 10 years, 20 years has been, I haven't been putting on my makeup for you. I do it for me. Well, then, motherfucker, don't make me pay for it. When the date comes around, don't say, but I put the makeup on for you and you were a dud at Applebee's and now you got to pay for my makeup. But, bitch, I thought you said you weren't doing this for me and that this is all for you. Pick a lane, mofo.
Facts.
You know, the beauty is, too, is they're putting on the makeup to just text clavicular while they're on the date with you.
Yeah. Literally, if you leave Applebee's with that dud, I'll pause the stream. She's like, motherfuckers are going to go pause the stream. I'm out.
You're right. Wait, you're at the Chili's next door. I'm at the Applebee's.
I was hearing Applebee's playing the song HH by Kanye West. I thought that was you. I'm going to make it over to Applebee's.
Oh, my God. Oh, this is great. This is a good social experiment. We have to bully the men that get on the side.
Oh, we better. And at the end of the day, have at it. Because we're kind of already cooked. I'm so excited for my AI bot and the plugins, all the attachments. You're nothing. In the next 10 years, you're a big nothing burger. And we'll be procreating in pods. Like now the womb is even valued because like Kim Kardashian, you don't want it to ruin your physique. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to just create our own society of bros. A lot of Fortnite and hanging out.
That's a bunch of guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes. Don't
threaten us with a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Don't eliminate the one thing that's still got us hanging in. That's all I'm saying.
So true.
I'm sorry. All right, let's close out the topic. Ricky, you got to be so blessed that this isn't a concern for you. You're out of the market before it totally consumes you. What are your thoughts on the future of the dating landscape?
It's just a cover. It's a new site also for the Of app. You know, so
Thanks.
Because you already do all this stuff for yourself, or you already said, and bro, it's literally just taking off a couple words and putting a chord in on the app. Literally, I don't know. Wow, great marketing, great thinking, lady. Maybe
You
she was
nailed
already
it
in
with
that
that.
field.
You nailed it with that one. Doug, before I get to Will, do you have any thoughts on the topic?
I doubt we're ever going to find out anyone who uses it.
Yeah, no one would say it. Literally, Will's using it as we speak.
Yeah.
I'm going to dog anybody that does this. I'll give you $250.
Dude,
I'll give you $250 and a Luffy trading card.
Have you been to Applebee's?
So you don't think it's happening, Doug? Or you don't think we're going to find out about it?
Yeah. And I hate to admit that it is a clever enough idea that we are talking about it. I mean, it's not like stupid. It's just not. We just can't believe it's really a thing that might actually do well. You know,
It's true.
Turn on Doug
it
Mike.
actually might do well for them.
Dang, that sucks.
There's a genuine app out there where you could prostitute and not get laid.
And the app's like, and we're getting 10% of every deposit. Every deposit, 10%.
Yeah. Good luck to you soldiers still out there, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you
Turn
saying
on
Ricky?
Dougie Fresh app. Mike. Turn on his mic.
Oh, there was
Not
no
his app.
Doug?
You can hear him faintly, but
I appreciate you. Doug made a good point. He was saying that, I don't think this is, it's already here. He also said, I don't anticipate anybody using it will admit it. That's why I made the joke. Will definitely is. So closing out the topic, when you strip away the apps, the algorithms, and now even the entry fees, what you're really looking at isn't a dating crisis. It's a market distortion. Technology didn't change human nature. It magnified it and then monetized the imbalance. Small percentage of men over-selected by most. Okay. A small percentage of men are over-selected. Most men are priced out, and women are sold the illusion of endless optionality that rarely delivers long-term satisfaction. Everyone feels like they're losing because in a system built on attention instead of connection, nobody actually wins. The down payment dating app isn't the cause, it's the symptom. It's what happens when romance becomes financialized, validation becomes currency, and relationships are treated like speculative investments instead of human bonds. When showing up costs money, commitment disappears, resentment grows, and people quietly opt out. That's how you end up with men choosing isolation or AI companionship and women cycling through situationships, wondering why stability never materializes. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. You can't engineer desire, outsource meaning to algorithms, or charge your way back to intimacy. At some point, the culture has to decide whether dating is about building something real or just another pay-to-play economy where the house always wins. Because if this is the future of modern romance, don't be surprised when fewer people don't bother playing the game at all. All right, getting to the closing topic here, I'm sure many of you are excited for the future. Your designer baby. That's right. Designer babies used to be a kind of thing Hollywood warned us about, some distant sci-fi nightmare where humans start playing God and everything goes sideways. Well, surprise! The future didn't arrive with flying cars. It arrived on a mall info board. Nucleus IVF is now openly advertising genetic customization for babies, not in secret, not behind closed doors, out in public between a pretzel stand and a nail salon. Starting at $29,999, parents can begin the process of selecting traits for their IVF child. And from there, the price climbs with every added upgrade. Height, hair color, cognitive potential, IQ. The tagline, literally, have your best baby. Let that sink in. We've officially turned children into Build-A-Bear products with financing options. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. This isn't about curing disease anymore. That argument was settled years ago. This is about optimization, competitive parenting, pre-ordering advantages before the child ever takes their first breath. Because if you can give your child a higher ceiling than everyone else's, why wouldn't you? And if you don't, are you now negligent? That's the trap. Because once this exists, opting out stops being a moral stance and starts becoming a disadvantage. Suddenly, the question isn't, should we do this? It's, can we afford not to? And just like that, genetics becomes another luxury market where the wealthy don't just pass down money, they pass down engineered superiority. Try saying Sydney Sweeney has great genes now. We're told this is progress, that it's empowering, that it's science doing what science does best. But what progress without restraint has a name to it, and historically, it doesn't end well. When we start ranking traits, prioritizing intelligence, filtering out undesirable outcomes, we're not building a better future. We're quietly deciding who deserves one. Is this building a more advanced future or playing Dr. Frankenstein? Because once babies become products, parents become customers, and genetics becomes optional add-ons, the line between medicine and manufacturing disappears. And the scariest part isn't that we can do this now. It's that we're already marketing it like it's totally normal. Let me show you this video, and I think it'll instigate the same type of emotion it did on me. This is just someone casually in their local mall, and again, Nucleus IVF, advertising height is 80% genetic. Have your best baby. IVF done right. I think we missed one at the beginning. IQ is 50% genetic. Like, look at this ad.
I got screwed.
Yeah. It's dumbfounding to me that this is just now casually in our malls between a pretzel stand and
sticks to Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, literally. And we're just like, yeah, but didn't you expect that? They got CRISPR. We've been developing the CRISPR technology for 15 years now. You didn't expect this to happen? We may have expected it to happen, but did you expect it to be just so casually marketed like Nike shoes?
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at how everything is so casually marketed today. Everything is casually marketed. Everything is so soft served to you on a silver platter. It's right there. It's a like an attainable thing to go grab for yourself. And it makes it even funnier for me because it's just, oh, okay, RIP Gingers.
Right.
I guess we're all going out. The last of a dying breed right here. You know, but it is when you ask that question, it's dude, just go around the mall. Everything is so casually. It's just an ad. It's an ad of something that you could literally purchase and do.
Right. Ricky, what do you think?
I seen this like a year back or a couple years back on a news channel where the parent, it probably was 60 Minutes, and they were talking about picking eye color and IQ and stuff. And I was like, they're saying they're a couple of years away, and to see this coming through now, like, yo, and it's been happening, I think, where through IVF, you can then choose a blonde kid or a brown kid. Like, you can choose the eye color. It's scary, dog. We're about to have some super soldiers out in this bitch.
Well, and the weird thing is, you've got a culture that's built, a whole phenomena around gender reveals. And you notice with those parties, every couple has something they're hoping for. The guys tending to hope for a guy, honestly, a lot, or a boy. A lot of the moms are also hoping for a boy. But then you've got plenty of families, more on the West Coast, but most of them are hoping for a girl. And now it's one of those, shouldn't even just that basic balance on numbers of 7.5 billion. It's crazy how nature has kept it pretty 51-49.
Balance, yes.
And the second you leave it up to objective will, now you're going to have the preference, and the proof will be in the pudding. Like, clearly humanity prefers boys because everybody's picking boys, or clearly humanity prefers to be raising a girl because it's going to become naturally imbalanced just there, let alone everybody's natural instinct to go, make it as high as we could go. And it's like, sorry, Huberts, there's a ceiling to what we can do.
Yeah.
Versus like LeBron's genetics, they're like, you want us to amp this shit up? We can.
That's what I'm saying. If they can do the LeBron,
those NIL deals,
if they can make you some LeBrons, bro. Imagine you can have 3 LeBrons coming out. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm
you're
saying.
about to have some super soldiers out here.
I mean, technically,
in the next 20 years.
He did. Well, and it is funny. You think about like your mom; she has a LeBron. Like, I got a Will, and then I got to choose one, and I got a LeBron.
I got this 6'5" giant.
This is your brother, and it's like Twins, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
I'm DeVito. Nice.
This is before IVF and after IVF.
Yeah, but that one got a receding hairline. I did.
That's right. And there's something also to be considered here, which is like the undesirable traits.
Right.
That's a creepy thought. And yeah, well, redhead could be desirable for pretty people.
For
like a hot redhead's extra hot. So I wouldn't say, but again,
if you're a true masochist, you pick this route.
What do those look like? Because it's one thing to be like, okay, having an extra chromosome is undesirable, and I could understand checking for that. But then also, it's one thing to look for those markers. It's another thing to dictate those markers.
Right.
And, IVF was supposed to be this miracle for families that struggled to naturally conceive but have the biology to do so. So this kind of just like expanded something that was a natural part of the human experience. Now we're taking that to Frankenstein.
Where they moved the goalposts was? They start off saying that you can get rid of diseases out of your kids, like they won't be born, and now they push it. Let's step it up. We got a couple more promotions on the sales, for $5,099. You can have blue eyes.
So again, why would you naturally roll the dice? Like it was one thing for a family that struggled to have a couple, or for a couple that struggled to have a baby. It's one thing for them to go seek assistance. And that's what this kind of served as. But now it's, even if you could naturally have children, are you setting yourself up for a potential disadvantage in the future because you're leaving it up to the chance of nature? Whereas the neighbors, They literally just bred a D1 linebacker.
Came out of the
who's brilliant like Albert Einstein.
Came out of the womb 6'4", 230.
And he literally came out of the womb and was like 3.1456 and just started reciting high.
And then absolutely read cover 2.
Yeah.
Just started
and then
saying
literally bench pressed mom and was like, whoa, we got ourselves a super baby.
What do you have here? A redhead.
Yeah, a redhead. So are you being a negligent parent by rolling the dice with nature when the neighbor is creating a superhuman linebacker?
Eventually.
See,
Eventually.
this is why Krypton blew up, because they start playing God. Okay. We need to not
according to the
It's
old
not.
DCU, yeah, that's
but-
pretty much the plot of the DCU one.
All right,
You know-
I thought Ricky just pulled that out his ass. I need to
No,
go to
but
our
The old Henry
expert here.
Cavill, yeah.
They stop breeding naturally and start having.
Little did you know, we're all
Yeah.
superheroes, and you're living on Krypton. God
Isn't
bless
this what
America.
they did in
And AI is taking over even more. This shit about to blow up, bro.
That is The Boys.
So the boys was
You can put your kid on
given a
V
drug.
or not.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
Nice.
There's going to be some side effects. Kids got to twitch every once in a while, and does think about pew pew in the school, but we'll sort it out.
Well, we'll just
We'll sort it out, you
We'll
know?
tinker with that.
And then we'll blame Alex Jones. If all goes wrong, we'll just blame Alex Jones. That's just how it goes.
Can you do the impression?
Nope.
You're wearing a great suit for it. You got a monkey tie. Your face would have gotten red.
I swear to God. All right. Here's the deal. We're in a scary place.
Every topic, we're in a scary place.
Yeah, you know, and the crazy
Scary
part,
times.
have you guys, this was an element to one of the old American horror stories. There's a nuclear attack coming in America. This cold-blooded American family sitting in their living room, mom, dad, boy, girl, and they're sitting around the TV, and literally the guy's like crying. He's like, we're cooked. They're California, and they're just like, nuke's coming, we're cooked. I'm sorry, mom, and I'm leaving. And then the family's in the living room like, well, that was kooky. And outside's just going haywire, and the bomb's on its way, and nuclear end is coming, and there's a knock at the door. It's guys in suits, and they're like, you guys did a 23andMe. We want your son. We know his genetics, and it's what we want the future to be. He's coming with us, and he'll survive. Y'all are cooked, but your son's gonna survive. And there's this moment, like this is a real human experience that, man, what would you do? What would you do? Literally, John Quinones came out of the closet like, what would you do? And the question begs, do you really know if the world's going to end? You don't. The guy on the news is crying. The world outside's going haywire, and the sirens are going off. A group in suits with an Escalade is like, your kid's got super genetics. We want to take him. He'll survive. You won't. You don't know who they are, who they're representing, what the future holds. And they're like, I take him. And he goes. And they're like, hopefully he's good.
Then a bomb go off?
Turns off, yeah, they were good. But good decision. He survived because he was in a bunker. Wasteland. No one else survived except the chosen.
Yeah.
Not you or me.
No.
There's something to be said about, like, do you really want to open the door to, like, your kid is the chosen? He's one of them. Super genetics. And there's a lot. What are those terms and conditions? Like, yeah, we're going to make you your super kid. And if we ever want to take him for our super army against Putin, we will. And
it's like Master Chief.
Yes. Well, it's more like the Winter Soldier. And if I say bird, rolling dice, and clavicular, he's going to snap into.
He's going to start looks-maxing over all of them. He's going to looks-max the room to death. That's genius. I'm with you. Keep going. You're cooking.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
On what? Sorry.
Exactly.
I started thinking of the clavicular thing. My thoughts on the whole topic as a general, or like just like thought experiment you kind of posed?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for the thought experiment, I don't think I'd let them take my kid.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. I'd be like, I'd look at them.
We're all going down.
I'd start questioning them. Be like, I don't think you're going to make it in time. You're here.
Where's the bunker?
How did you know to come here right now?
Right.
You know.
Good point.
That would be me.
No,
I would start
it's my
questioning.
kid.
Like,
We're going down with the
I'd be
ship.
like, dude, I'm going in our basement. What are you talking about?
So your basement will last. Exactly.
I don't think you're going to last in that Escalade. Looking at that, you know, you got a headlight out.
Also, I don't know. Were you chosen by God? I need to know who's driving this thing.
Yeah, chosen by who? Look at him. He eats.
Oh, no, I'm asking about the drivers. Who you represent?
Oh.
Are you the angels chosen by God?
Do you know how funny it would be, too, if they brought it up to you and be like, your kid's chosen, and be like, he eats cereal with a fork. What are you talking about?
He's special.
No, he isn't special because you chose the perfect genetics. He's brilliant. You've got God. You've built the superhuman. Frankenstein said they're like, well, in fact, Father, you don't use a fork with. You're the dumbass who uses.
He walks around the corner. He's like, Dad? You're just like, this one? Are you sure?
I think he's Muslim.
The topic in general, it goes back to what I originally thought. It's just, yeah, I mean, this stuff's advertised. And at some point, parents are going to feel unbelievable pressure to do it. And it's going to get even worse when they feel like they can't afford it.
Well, exactly. That'll be the great divide.
Yeah, that'll be the great divide. And like you said, there is a perfect Adam and Eve balance in this current world that we live in, where it is essentially a 51-49 split, which really hasn't changed, which we haven't questioned much, but that is kind of crazy to think about in general. You know, it's kind of crazy how it all kind of evens out in the end. But then you just sort of have this conundrum of, do I want to have 4 kids that get NIL deals because it's going to help me off down the line?
Dude, it does pay for itself.
Yeah,
It's just an
that's
investment.
what I mean. Like, they're going to look at it literally like an investment. Like, if I pay $200,000 now, my kid's going to get a full ride and paid $4.5 million a year to be a quarterback at
And that,
Purdue.
you know what? And that says exactly why, you know, they say the aliens that we come across are really just future versions of us. We're noticing the human development. Our eyes are getting bigger, more spread apart. Faces are getting longer. We're getting more naked. We're losing our hair. So we're slowly developing into what the stereotype of the alien was. And there's this, you know, conspiracy theory that aliens as we know it are just future versions of us, you know, interacting with us. It's interesting that your perspective raises the point where it's like, you know what's going to expedite that evolution even more? Looks maxing genetically.
Yeah.
And now you're going to siphon out all genetic variabilities, maximize this lane of quote unquote perfection or lacking of undesirable traits, shallowing the genetic pool, but maximizing this one lane of genetics. And that's going to send us into whatever this development we're considering. It's going to expedite that to the nth degree. So it's going to be one of those that don't do will quickly die off and be left behind. That will become what predominates the human experience, and it will become the totality then.
Yeah. You're literally character creating your child.
Boom.
Like Fallout.
That's insane.
Which is also Wasteland. So,
which is crazy. Like, again, there are parents that are like, you know what? I really like elephants. Give them a tusk.
It's like, oh my God, South Park. I want to be a dolphin.
It's going to happen.
No, you are. You're going to.
It's going to be. Michael Phelps is good. He'd be better with fins. Give him fins.
We are building the perfect Olympian to break that record.
That's right. That's right. My kid will have skis for feet.
He will have
and he will do the moguls barefoot.
Yep.
That's my kid.
Oh my God.
Super ski feet.
Yeah. I wish I could say I'm not on board with this, but I don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. This is more of a lot of the things we report here is like, be conscious of what's coming and stand up, be ready, let's be united in it.
Like, we're gonna reach a society where we don't even want to procreate naturally. We just want to do it through IVF.
Down deposit to Applebee's is $500. Bitch, what? No thanks.
I'd rather pay the deposit for this IVF I have.
Yeah. Literally, it's like my dog. Single guy and a wiener dog. Soon it'll just be single guy, 7 foot tall, 10-year-old child.
7 foot tall.
This is my future, my kin.
7 foot tall LeBron James.
My kid is
Can't go that tall, man. That's bad
Kim
news.
Kardashian. And it came out of an AI robot.
They're gonna look at the dad and be like, "Oh,
dude, the twins analogy is gonna be, instead of brothers, it's gonna be father son. This is my boy.
Oh, wow, man, you really went crazy with it in there making this one.
He's gonna come home with a Super Bowl one day."
Tom Brady's not looks maxing enough. My kid's
Tom Brady's gonna be like, "I don't want my kid bigger than me because it's not as hot to kiss him."
Okay. All right, cool.
Hey, that's what Tom does in his free time. Don't come looking at me. Look at him.
In Tom's defense, I guess he already has kids, so he doesn't have to really go through
Yeah,
this.
but they're cuter and hotter when they're younger. little babies. I love kissing my son on television. But if he was bigger than me, it'd be weird. That'd be weird. That would be weird. Hey, Ricky.
Ricky, what are your thoughts?
Any wrapping thoughts on genetic intervention on IVF?
Ricky, speak some truth.
If the man want to kiss his son on his forehead, let him kiss his son on his forehead.
Was his lips.
Dead ass.
Don't even pretend
Dude,
it was something.
He gave his kid
minorly-
tongue, dude. Don't even.
It
act
was.
Like it was.
And he was like, "Whoa, get back here! There's cameras in the kitchen,
Maybe he's Muslim.
right here."
I don't know. But that was true.
Wrap it
But
up.
this Superman plan, I'm not with it. I don't like it. Slow it down. It's gonna happen. I'm not with it though. And it's not gonna be forced by our sex. It's gonna be forced by the opposite sex. Because
You're
they're
not
trying to keep
wrong.
that body nice.
Well, because they're
You know
the
what I
ones that are like, "Bitch, I want my kid looks maxing."
And you ain't trying to fuck up the body, you know what I mean? They ain't
That's
trying
right.
to fuck up the
Kid comes
body.
out the womb.
Imagine, honey. Do you want to know what our son's doing up there? He's taking 2 trophies and smashing his cheeks so he has giant cheekbones. If you weren't such a cheap ass and you just did $5,000 more, he could have a clavicular chin and he wouldn't be busting his face in his bedroom. But no, I had to marry this cheapo.
Does that even work?
Ask clavicular. He's going to say he ain't losing.
This need to come with a
Hey, you know
refund
what?
package too.
Let me find out if smashing my face with trophies work. Want me to pause the stream real quick and we'll find out? And she's like, "I think it worked. First and second place trophies worked very well." Ting, 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 ting,
Oh,
ting.
no. 2 first place trophies.
This need to come with a
I
refund.
got mogged by no one.
This needs to come with a refund as well, because what if it don't come out exactly how you want it? What if the eye color is wrong?
Wait.
Refund, you get a
What-
refund.
I was about to say, in a contractual relationship, I sue your ass and you take the product back.
Whoa.
Take it back. Make me a new one. You could plug it into one of your machines and suck its lifeblood. Even transaction here. Then you don't even have to solicit Planned Parenthood anymore. Just all the rejects come back to you and you put them in your adrenochrome factory.
It is amazing what one mall shop stand ad could turn a conversation into.
Because we're here.
We're so here.
Can I get a pretzel and no baby under 6 foot?
Get a freaking bond.
Jack the metabolism up. No fatties are in this household.
I'll get a large pretzel.
I said I can eat, not my fat kid. I have stupid old God genetics. This thing in a science lab, though, I don't want it. No cravings.
Dude, you're gonna have someone
Make it addicted to lettuce,
You're gonna have someone walk in there and be like, "I want Homelander."
and they'll get it.
They're gonna
Literally, the whole street is just. You're like, wow, isn't this the beautiful future we dreamed of?
Hey, who's the kid with Ray-Bans on?
Who, me? All right. Will, any wrapping thoughts on your IVF future?
No, I think I nailed it with Homelander.
I think you did too. All right, let's close out the topic here, and then we're going to get to our wheel.
Jesus.
And this is where the conversation has to land. Because once you strip away the marketing slogans and glossy optimism, what we're really talking about isn't innovation, it's precedent. The moment we normalize selecting traits, we permanently change how society defines value. Intelligence stops being something discovered. It becomes something purchased. Height, beauty, cognitive potential, no longer gifts of chance, but line items on an invoice. And once that door is open and never closes, there is no rewind button on the genetic hierarchy. This won't create equality. It will hard code inequality into DNA itself. Wealth won't just buy better schools or safer neighborhoods. It will buy better humans. And everyone else will be told to accept the natural outcomes they couldn't afford to optimize away. That's not evolution. That's stratification at the biological level. And let's be honest, every generation believes they are wise enough to wield the power responsibly. Every generation thinks they will draw the line in the right place. History says otherwise. We will never stop at just this. This is just enough. We push, we justify, we normalize, and then we act surprised when the consequences arrive fully grown. So no, this isn't about fear of science. It's about fear of arrogance. The belief that because we can edit life, we therefore should. Because once we start designing humans for advantage instead of dignity, we aren't improving humanity. We're redefining it in the image of whoever has the most money. And when children become products, genetics become status symbols, and human worth is measured before birth, we won't need a dystopian future to harm us. We'll already be living in it. So let's get to the last thing. We haven't done this in a while, so I'm pretty excited. Dougie, click me over to the wheel.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. All right. Doing the Wheel of Topics. Remember, if you want to be featured in the Wheel of Topics, all you have to do is head on over to the Neuro Gym, join for free, and you can become a part of our show. Let's see what we're going to be ending the show with today. Wow, pretty appropriate. One that we have had on the wheel for actually quite a while, but haven't been able to get to. Corn. I love corn. Not that kind of corn. The corn that's going to make me not pay a deposit to go on a date with your ass because corn's just so damn good.
I thought, okay, I thought we were talking about Steve Jobs' corn.
Steve Jobs has corn?
No, the other one.
Yeah, Bill Gates has his genetically modified corn. That's true, too.
That one.
No, unfortunately, it gets worse.
So, actually, Alex, our last topic was about genetically modified things, you know?
Yeah.
We just
so genetically modified corn and the spank bank corn all mixed in one perfectly fits for this show.
Cool.
So we got our wheel of topics here. Boom. All right, let's get to... I can't remember if I have it under corn. Nope, it's got to be with a P. Love
What's up, bro?
Hey. All right, this comes to us from Gold Tooth. Gold Tooth. Hook us up, my friend.
Ricky, why'd you laugh?
I love that.
What's up, bro? Hey.
I love that hat.
Thank you, bro. You look lit, bro. You look lit.
Is there a subject you think we should be drawing on?
I'll let you know when I grab it. Guys, this is a good one. What subject that we should be talking about? I think we should be talking about, honestly, I'm gonna give it a buck. I'm gonna let you know if I OnlyFans and porn. I think that's very oversaturated right now, and it's oversaturating the youth. So it's like when they grow up, it's how they affect them. I think you should get deeper into that, honestly. You should.
No, that's an incredible topic, and I'm going to follow up if you don't mind just briefly. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? And I'm assuming it's a bad thing. So therefore, do you have any suggestions on what we should promote or solves to this problem that's snowballing in front of us?
So in a sense, it's kind of good in a way for girls to be able to to make money, but they're also making money off of little kids. So it's
good point.
So
I have never even heard that angle, dude.
Yeah,
never
bro, that's
once.
just deeper. I've been thinking about it recently. I've been doing content. I'm trying to push a message, bro. But what should the message be? And I think it should be stop watching porn. So I live in Miami. You know the guy that be holding up signs in New York and stuff,
right?
With, the quotes and stuff. I was gonna go in Miami and take like a picture, start watching porn, and it's like Miami is like the main one that's like they have all these OnlyFans girls all over the place and stuff. So I think you should get deep in that topic, but it's like almost like a war with like the devil and stuff like that. Shit goes deep, bro. So it's like
I got one last follow-up question for you. Because you were saying, you know, there is a silver lining here, and it's that, you know, women can become independent and totally exploit this mechanism. What do you feel about that woman that makes the leap? And, you know, a good fraction of them, 30% of them, make decent money. But there's two people I'm going to throw at you. The Bonnie Blue that makes millions, and the local barmaid that made $1,000 and regrets it. What do you say to them that made the leap, did make the money or didn't make the money, but now play victim because their kid can't go to school without their life being dragged and the tarnishment of their mother's actions?
So I feel like it goes deeper than that. So I would say a Bonnie Blue, and if you just recently just saw on social media, Little Tay just dropped something and she made $1 million on her 18th birthday. So it's like, what did I don't know, I never caught the OnlyFans before, but what did Little Tay drop that she made $1 million on? And there's no way that it's a sex tape. So Bonnie Blue is a porn star. So like, I think there is routes to it. So it's like, maybe Little Tay didn't drop a porn like video, but it's like she can still make money and still not make porn on the site. So that's why I'm saying there is still opportunities for girls to make money and like exploit the whole system. But it's like at one extent, you know, these are kids that they're exploiting. So it's like it goes deep, bro.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Thank you, Ricky. The one thing I do want to say as far as Little Tay point goes, he's trying to make the point like, well, it's nowhere near as aggressive as Bonnie Blue, who's doing actual intercourse and to the max.
Right.
Little Tay isn't there. Who's the redheaded girl that did a Disney show with what's that? She did a Disney show with Zendaya and then became like a risque influencer.
Yeah, isn't it Melinda something?
Zendaya
No, Belinda
co-star.
No, Bank or something like that.
Bella Thorne.
Oh,
Bella Thorne was
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
Disney show, Frenemies, with them and Shake It Up. They were co-stars on Disney shows.
God, I haven't heard that
Okay,
girl's name.
Bella Thorne is like the only person that made millions on her drop that didn't go anywhere further than scandalous clothing. Lil Tay, 18 years old, nude. So,
For real?
Yeah. So here's an 18-year-old. Like, so for him to be like, yeah, well, she isn't doing Bonnie Blue stuff. She's also 18 and immediately off the gate, like as close to illegal as you could get, she throws up a slurry of photos.
That is
Feeding,
crazy.
again, what appetite?
Because
but
that's
a gross
crazy.
one.
Yeah.
But it's not just young kids watching that, like especially someone that just turned 18.
No,
it's
especially
sickos.
not.
Especially not.
It's
You know,
sickos, bro.
Sickos. Well,
But-
hold on. So put a pin in the kid thing, because that isn't the point the guy was making. Goldtooth. Goldtooth was making a different point about the kids. This thing is old, young. The point I want to make is it's gross that this 18-year-old, again, why? But there's such, my dad, hamster wheel worked, grinded in misery with a boss and deadlines and hourly expectations of punch in at this time, punch out at that time, a misery of the American hamster wheel doesn't come close to what an 18-year-old made in a month. My dad would give his whole life effort for that dollar amount. She could make it in a week. Why wouldn't you? There's too much of like the incentive imbalance is, it's not like, well, it's just good versus great. It's infinity versus modernity.
Yeah.
And why would you choose otherwise? And as much as we get jaded with the moral choice, it couldn't be more at odds with the logical choice.
Well, yeah.
Now I want to get to Ricky bringing up the kids. Goldtooth raised a point in that I never thought of when it came to OnlyFans until talking to him, which is, or OF. I keep forgetting, and YouTube's now mad at me. For this website, the TikTok the girl is using to bring customers over is for sure aimed at 16-year-olds with a parent's credit card.
Oh, for sure. I want to be.
So that the other problem is you are preying upon like
adolescents.
Exactly.
Innocence, you know.
But also it's the second we've talked about it on the show. The second you and me, but like our age bracket, got access to the Wii with the unfettered searchable internet with no parent checking the history. First thing, boobs.
Game on.
Game on. Whose dumb idea was this? Wait, you gave me American Pie? Pause. Sleepover. Everybody come over. We're going to pause this DVD. That's a 13-year-old. But that was the effort, is I had to get my hand on this DVD, then I had to wait for everybody to go to sleep, then we had to put it on the TV, then we had to hit pause and just look for a couple minutes, go, huh?
Dude, I remember my mom bought me God of War, and she had no idea.
Got her.
Like, yep, they're naked.
Fool.
All of them.
What were you thinking?
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's rated M for mature.
You bought
I
it
needed
for me.
you here to buy it.
You bought it. You bought it. Thanks. So it's one of those, the appetite was always there.
Oh, yeah.
But the accessibility wasn't.
You had to earn it.
Now accessibility is infinite. When, I don't know if you remember the libido of a 15-year-old that's like, this blanket, like literally everything that I could just lay on top of. You're like, this thing, that thing. Come on. We've all been growing boys.
We were like a dog humping a chair.
Now, every swipe, I'm falling in love with a stranger on the other side of this continent. I'm just like, oh, no.
This is what you're
and then
playing
every
with?
single one of them has a link of like, just give me $5 and I'll show you. And you're like, I got 15.
And then you have like, they follow people like Jack Doherty. They have, the kids follow people like Jack Doherty that promotes this with his girls and stuff like that. And then TikTok is the main vehicle, as you said earlier.
Did you say main fecal?
Vehicle. Main
yeah, please
vehicle. TikTok is the main vehicle. Main vehicle.
Wait, are you saying vehicle? Yeah, okay.
Vehicle.
All right.
Main vehicle that leads to this site, because
we're going to India.
They utilize it. They start podcasts and stuff like that, and and just get big. But it's not that many for the average woman that does it. They don't make the life-changing money that they think they're gonna be. The average earnings on there is $150 to $180 a month. The top 1%.
But again, for a waitress that's bringing home $3,000 this month, $2,000 this month, it's like, I could use $200 more.
Why not?
Why not? And I'm sorry, Ricky, they've got to be bringing home more than that. It just doesn't feel right.
That's the stats.
I mean, I can believe you.
That's the stats. But the 1% makes it. Like Lil Tay didn't have to do it.
Oh.
She already had the platform. She already had like
millions, though, Ricky. Millions.
I get it, but that's where it's bad, because the average person is gonna see her do it and be like, "I'm better looking than her." Try it and fuck up. I want to say fuck up your life, but like have this cloud on your life if it doesn't go through for them. So it's a bad thing. I'm just thinking it's just bad.
Every bar mitzvah becoming a man, she became a woman, dwarfed it in. There's no bar mitzvah that loses to Lil Tay's bar mitzvah.
Dude, this is some sick people.
But again, all she needed was $1 from 10 million curious people. And I got 5 from every single one of them.
I tipped you.
Dude, it's crazy. And so again,
I think
appealing to
this-
kids. Yeah, go ahead,
Just
please.
real quick.
No,
think
please.
This goes with the production of critical thinking that children have, though.
What do you mean?
Just they have this thing in the palm of their hands, brain rotting themselves and just clicking on links.
Literally,
and clicking
grandma.
on
There's a
payments.
grandma being visited in a nursing home. What's your favorite thing to watch? 8-year-old. Brain rot. I love brain rot. Skibbity toilet. 6, 7. And grandma's like, they don't even speak English anymore. This is not even a different language. No cap, Graham.
No cap.
He's like,
Dead ass, Graham. Dead ass.
I am.
She pulls the cord.
I'm out.
Oh, that's nice, sweetie.
I think Goldtooth nails it. It's a war with the devil, and
it's a contract with the devil.
It is. Well, and you do, whether you are willing to admit it or not, you know, the beyond the indignifying element of the whole experience, like, you know, you're giving up a part of your soul. You know, you're turning your back on something inside you. And I think a lot of us, when there's a $500 down payment to take you to Applebee's, like, a lot of us are kind of forced into thinking like this is
the idea of it being Applebee's is amazing.
It's our first date.
I didn't want to scare.
Well, now it's turning into some. Okay, let's have a talk about the dating landscape. They're in such a delusion, like I said, this delusion of the pool. It's so diluted that every time you're wrong. I go, too nice. This is too fancy right off the bat. Okay. This is too casual. This is too Goldilocks just right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, well, now I'm never going to be right. And the Oculus tells me I'm great.
The Oculus says, I'm so proud of you. I haven't heard that in forever.
The Oculus, I'm so proud of you.
Did you start crying with it over your eyes, just tearing up?
And Applebee's was good enough.
And she left for the looks maxer.
I'll pause the stream.
It just reminds me of Succession when Greg was telling Tom Wambsgans, what am I going to do with the soul?
Yeah.
You know, this is, what do I need a soul for? And it's such a poignant line because it is one of those, you can put a dollar amount on a soul in today's day and age. I won't even say in today's day and age, but in today's day and age, that's what it is.
Yes.
And I mean, that's, people have been doing that for centuries. But now you know what the contract is. And it's when you're brain rotting and you're like, why are they asking me to go to all these links? I just want to look up more videos of the burnt peanut.
Yeah. Facts. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
And it's only going to escalate down that road further. I do like your point, though, where it is here right now. You are faced with that consideration. You are either going to choose to fight for your soul, or you can just let the current take you and it away.
And it's how easily
yes
it is accessible.
Well, it's so enticing.
It's
actually calling to you. It's almost like the pond of lost souls in Hercules, where he needs to go into it to get Meg, and it calls to you. It drags you deeper. It sucks you of your life force, and it's so much easier to just give in and let it take you away versus fight for your being and dig yourself out of it. It's actually a fight to resist it more than it is to have it within your life. That's easy. That's easy.
And I think, like, your little Tay, you were a child celebrity. You can make music videos or something. Like, they're
literally,
to think she had no avenues.
Drake is a certified pedophile. Wop, 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 wop. He will easily pay you $500,000.
So just be in a video.
Ask Billy Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
He'll give you tips on how to date as he's tipping you on a date. And then he'll put you in a music video. And that won't be the tip. He'll actually just pay you that time. They'll just pay you.
This is how you're gonna be coming home in the future, Alex, on my screen. This is how you're gonna be coming home.
I can't share it. You gotta reach.
Uh-huh.
You gotta share it.
I'm not sure. I'm sharing it.
I don't have it on my screen. I don't have it as a option.
Oh shit. There we go. This is you coming home. I home chilling. Alex right here.
Hon.
Oh no. Oh no, dude.
How's it going out here?
What the hell?
Good. Good. You've been out here quite a while, and have you flipped these?
They aren't ready to be flipped.
Not ready.
Have you flipped them?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just get in here and
They aren't ready.
okay, I'll just wait.
No shit.
It's just that these
They're like
can
that in
burn.
digital
These
world
burn
too.
if you don't flip
Don't make them so
I'm gonna
realistic.
It's gonna be you coming home dog, in the future, bro.
I'm programming mine to be nicer than the real thing. I don't need the real thing. If I'm living in a digital world, then hey, let me just you don't need to mansplain me, bitch. They're raw.
He programs a pissed off Latino. Every day I come home and get abused. I love her.
I love her.
Oh my god! Right when you said Oculus, I was like, "Oh, he's on the grill."
He even knew the clip. He's like, "Oh, I've seen that before."
I love how he made her large, voluptuous. He was like, "Jack it up."
Full body.
Get up,
if
man.
I'm picking the Mario traits
He
here,
went to brightness and was like, dark.
I want a tan. All right, Rick, we're done here. We're closing this thing. Tell the folks where they can
Just
find you.
another day TV, man. Everywhere. I be streaming almost every day. Some days, but catch me, man.
Don't be missing it. Don't be missing it. Guys, we appreciate you joining us. We got the live shows every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We also do our Sunday shows. We had a couple issues the last few weeks, but that should be straightened out going into this week. However, the Sunday football review that we missed last week is going to be combined with this week. We're going to have week 21 and 20 in one. And it's going to be this Friday. So catch us this Friday. Doug, well, I was thinking 5. We're going to be shooting for maybe 5 p.m. So we're going to be live talking football. A lot of exciting things going on there. And then we'll still be doing, as always, if hopefully everything works, our Sunday reaction show. And even if we have issues with the internet at the studio like last week, I'm going to do it myself then from the domicile. So with everything, we've got Ricky. We just had our podcast last week. Ricky, did you check it out? We just had me and Ricky did our podcast that came out on Friday. And I have another one coming out this week as well. So with the podcast, our live show, and the Sunday reaction show, we can find it all in one central place, and that's at our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. If we made you laugh, if we made you think, the best thing you could do to support what we're doing here is share this episode. Be sure to like and hit the subscribe button and then that notification bell. With all these different shows, you don't want to miss the party. We want you joining us. But like I said, if you like this show, then someone else you know will too. So please share that link, because that's what best supports our show here. But otherwise, guys, we appreciate your time. We'll catch you next week. Peace.